Hi, good evening. Hope you had a lovely day. So in this video, I thought I will take a little bit of time to talk about some of the basic customer service blunders that organizations tend to make. And the purpose of this video is not to criticize anybody. Okay, so hopefully you can listen to some of the examples that I take and give it another thought as to whether we make these mistakes on a day-to-day basis, especially if you are on front line. Okay, so the mistake number one. Uh, so recently there was this company that I was really unhappy with regards to the service that I got, because there were certain promises that were given and they were not delivered. Okay, so I told this person that I was going on about how disappointed I am with regards to what I got, and the customer service agent who assisted me said something like this. Um, Sir, I completely understand how you feel. Okay, so I completely understand how you feel. So I took a minute, not necessarily a minute, but I took few seconds. I looked into the person's eyes and responded this way. I said, so can you describe my feelings? Okay, you heard me right. I actually told this to the customer service agent. I said, okay, so you understand the way that I feel, so why don't you describe my feelings? The customer service agent looked into my eyes and said, sorry, sir. I said, no, you just told me that uh, you understand how I feel, so why don't you describe my feelings? And then probably, no other customer would have ever challenged the person like that. So the person went blank. Now my point is this: when you say that you understand somebody's point of view, you need to truly understand. Meaning that's a way that you can show somebody empathy. Okay, you can put yourself in that other person's shoe, which most of the time some of these sentences that we say, like, I understand how you feel, people really don't mean it, at least in my opinion. And that's the reason as to why I just wanted to check this person out, although that really came across as funny, because just imagine you are serving a customer and you tell the person, I understand how you feel, and all of a sudden customer asks you back as to, okay, so can you please describe the way that I feel? Okay, so probably somebody somewhere down the line taught you that when customers complain, say that, I understand how you feel, but do really understand the reason as to why we say what we say. So when you say, I understand how you feel, you truly need to understand what the customer is feeling. Otherwise, I don't think you should use that line. Okay, otherwise you will get a customer like me who will say, okay, if you understand how I feel, why don't you describe my feelings? And I will seriously tell you that and look into your eyes for your response. Okay, so that's number one. I understand how you feel. Number two, uh, this one goes out to some of the call centers. Okay, there is this line at the end of every call that I tend to hear. Okay, and that line is something like this, and that line goes something like this: is there anything I can help you with today? Okay, so you heard me right. Are you working for a call center? Do you use this line? Is there anything else I can help you with today? Okay, now the question is there anything else I can help you with today? Okay, why do you ask that question? In my opinion, this is why you should ask that question: to show the customer that you care and you're willing to go the extra mile. Correct? Okay, but although your words may say something like, is there anything else I can help you with, the way you say it doesn't sound like you really want to help at times. Okay, so let me give you an example. So you finish the query, and then all of a sudden you're the call center agent, so you say something like this: is there anything else I can help you with? It sounds to me like, sometimes, not all the time, you know what, This is from a call center agent's point of view. Okay. And now there are many call centers in the world. I'm sure somewhere down the line you would have experienced this. You know what? There is something in my script that I am supposed to read out. So, since this call will get recorded, I am just reading out. Otherwise, my marks get cut. Okay. So, as a result, there is no real feeling in those words. Okay. So, I do something with such people just to give them a moment of learning. Hopefully, they learn something out of it. So, they say, is there anything else I can help you with today? Uh, so then I say, sorry, what's that? What's that? Now, is there anything else I can help you with today? Then I go on to say, no, 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 no. I didn't understand it still. Can you please say that again to me? Now I can really hear the person breathing out, right? I mean, when you get a customer like that, you really get annoyed, and I know that, right? But for me, it's a teachable moment. So I can hear the person breathing out and say something like this: is there anything else I can help you with today? Okay. Ah, right. Now that sounded like a helpful customer service agent. So then I said, oh, is there something that you could help me with today? No, thank you very much. Everything is all right. Okay. Now, don't think that I'm nasty, but sometimes, you got to learn a little lesson, right? In the politest possible way. So the message that I'm trying to give at times is that, especially since most of these calls are recorded, is that, listen, you're using certain words, but there is no real touch or no real feelings in terms of what you end up saying. Okay. So customer will not really get the fact that you want to go that extra mile or you want to be helpful, right? Number three. Okay. How many of you have never experienced this situation where you call somebody and the person says, give me 5 minutes, I'll call you back. Or sometimes give me 2 minutes, I'll call you back. Or for that matter, you call a certain cab, right? And you ask the cab guy, how long will you take to come? Sir, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Okay. So you ask, so where are you exactly? Uh, and tells your destination that is like 3 4 5 kilometers away, and it takes definitely more than 5 minutes. Sometimes cab gets as late as half an hour to come, although the person says it's coming in 5 minutes. Now the second one is, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. Now I have experienced this myself, where there are many people who have said to me, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. Okay. And the call never gets returned. I'm sure, have you ever come across a situation like that? So think about it, right? So when people say that I'll call you back in 2 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm not trying to say that the person should call back in exactly 120 seconds. And I can understand what you're trying to say is, I'll call you soon. Okay. So probably you need to reconsider some of the words that you use with your clients. Okay. Probably you need to consider saying, can I call you back within the course of the day? Okay. In other words, be mindful about the promises that you give. One of the basic rules in customer service is to under promise, over deliver. Customer will always be happy. I mean, just imagine if you say, within the course of the day I will give you a call, and you give a call within 1 hour. Okay. And that customer might be very happy compared to you saying, I'll call you back in 2 minutes, but you end up calling after half an hour. As a matter of fact, so now what did you do in the second case? You actually called half an hour before, but you never kept up to your promise. Okay. So be mindful about the promises that you keep. I mean, think about it. These are three things that if you make a small change, that you can make a big impact in your company. So when you say something like, I understand where you're coming from, say it because you mean it, because you really understood the customer's point of view. For me, that's called empathy. Number two is, if you're on the phone, because I hear this most of the time on the phone, is there anything I can help you with? From the tone of your voice, from the tone of your voice, customer should feel that you're truly willing to be helpful and go the extra mile. Not only you serve the customer, but you're willing to go the extra mile. Third one is very simple. If you're not going to call within 2 minutes or 5 minutes, please don't say that. Very simple. What can you say? I will call you within the course of the day. I mean, come on, after all, we are in a customer service situation. So I don't think most of the time, if not all the time, right? You know, most of the customer service situations are not life and death situations, although it might be at times, like in a place like hospital. So, so sometimes you don't have to set these expectations in the first place to begin with. Three simple things. If you do it, chances are that you might get a much better result and a happy customer. Yeah, think about it. Hopefully, I made sense. Good night and take care. Bye.